to um, not going to be long uh, video live. So before I get started, welcome, welcome, welcome again to to Shine Talks um, with me, the host, the commentator, the talk abouter, the information bringing Shine. But before we jump into it, hit that like button. Please, 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 please hit that like button. Um, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Turn on your notifications so that when I go live or if I post something, be it a video, a live, um, a short, whatever it is that I post to the community wall, whatever, um, you will know that I am live. I have posted, um, all of those good things. So turn your notification on right now. Go to it, hit notification, hit all, be done with it. Then you'll get every time I come on, or every time I post, or whatever. So do that real quick. Um, I'm really just like ran some errands and I was just writing and thinking, and I was like, you know, people are over it. People are um irritated. People are sick of it. People like we the people are really over some of this madness. And a lot of it, unfortunately, has to do with the church. Those of us who are um, church people, church kids, grew up in the church, PKs, whatever you want to call it, we're over it. Why are we over it? Because the bishops, preachers, evangelists, prophets, overseers, ministers, uh, whatever name you want to go by, y'all keep playing in our faces. Y'all keep playing in our faces, and like we're over it. Like y'all play in our faces so much, be it these prophecies, be it these gospel artists and their musicals, the shenanigans that are going on from the pulpit to the front and back door. Like we are really just over it. We got prophets going back and forth with each other on social media. Um, you got EJ and Lovey, like you two are supposed to be prophets that can see into the future and can see people's problems and can see all of these things, but y'all don't see the foolishness coming behind the stuff that y'all are doing. it's mind-boggling. It's it's foolishness. It is literally foolishness. Now you got one prophet claiming that the other prophet called the police on them, and now you got another prophet calling another prophet who was just his mentor a witch and a warlock. You got prophets arguing over women who was realistically, if you want to go by what they say, oh, the scriptures that they quote in the Bible, neither one of y'all were married to. So it was neither one of y'all wife or whatever. Like, then you got um uh the prophet Lovey, who ex-girlfriend Gigi then went all over social media and just keep coming up with stories and 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 accusations of him pretty much manipulating and gaslighting her. When, ma'am, I listened to her interviews, and from what she said, everything is what she wanted and what God told her and how she felt. Now, I'm not going to say that his hands were clean. What I will say is that he's a man. And although he is a man who says that he was called by God to be a pastor, preacher, prophet, whatever, he's still a man. And as a man, he's still a human. And as a human, he still has natural wants and desires. And well, this is one of the things. When it comes to these pastors, preachers, bishops, evangelists, whatever your title is, what has to happen is we have to differentiate between their position and their human life. What do I mean? Yes, they are leaders, because I'm tired of saying all these titles. Yes, they are leaders. Yes, they are. But at the end of the day, they are still men. Okay? I've had a few people that I was under their leadership, and yeah, I knew them outside of church also. This is just my take, and everybody is not the same. If and when you are doing whatever it is you're doing, be it drinking, smoking, cussing, sex, whatever it is that you do, as long as you're not disrespecting the house of God, as long as you are not um in the four walls of what we call the church, um I don't really care what you do, because as a leader myself, when I leave outside of the church, I then become Sean. When he or she leaves the church building, as long as they're not out doing ministerial work, they are, let's just say, Jeff. He's not Bishop Jeff. He's not Pastor Jeff. He's not Overseer Jeff. He's not Prophet Jeff. He's just Jeff. Jeff might like to have a shot or two. Okay. Jeff might like to have a puff or two. Okay. Like, to expect people to just be out here at the gas station, at the grocery store, at the restaurant, just like, when we stop expecting that from people, a lot of these things that happen won't shock us. A lot of the things that are brought to the forefront, we won't be so surprised about. We hold people to such a high standard in leadership that when something happens, we just drop them. I can't believe. No, not yes. They're human, flesh. You stick them, they gonna bleed. Be it with a safety pin, a knife, a pow, whatever. They're going to bleed. They're going to bleed real blood. They're going to scream from pain. They're going to double over from pain because they are human. We have to stop expecting so much from people that when they react in their human form, it won't be like, oh my God. When people leave from their ministerial duties, they are freaking humans, which is why all of these things that lay members, as they call them, they do also. Why? Because they're also, I don't even want to say the word tempted, because sometimes it's not a temptation. Sometimes it's just life. It's just life. You got Youngblood going against TD Jakes. This is something that happened over 20 years ago. Bishop Jakes has done so much over these years that this accusation, which I listened to both interviews that Youngblood did. And I left both interviews scratching my head because I kept trying to understand. The caption says from abused to abuser, which was supposed to be the story of his life and how he became the person that he was, or why he became the person that he was. So you accused several bishops, pastors, leaders of SANU, which in turn was supposed to be the reason why you became an S-air yourself. Now, let's talk about it. You accuse Youngblood, Bishop Jakes, of doing, okay. You accuse Bishop Jakes of trying. Let's call it thing a thing. You accused him of trying to kiss you. Trying to kiss you. I don't know why this thing makes so much. It's these so. Hold on. Let me get back because I did it. You accuse. Let's go back. You accuse this man of trying to kiss you. Let's say this again. You accused Bishop Jakes of trying to kiss you. You in turn said, I'm not doing this for money. Thank you. You said that you're not doing this for money. To then send a letter or try to sue him for $6 million. I'm going to say that's two lies because I don't believe that he tried to kiss him. That is my personal opinion. If you feel like he did, hey, that's your personal opinion. My personal opinion is I don't believe Jakes pulled him to himself and tried to kiss him. I do not believe that Bishop Jakes then called him the next day and said, I want to be with you when I come there, but you can't see anyone else because I don't want to take nothing home to my wife. To, I will take care of you for the rest of your life if you be my boo. I don't believe it. Sounded like a cockaboo when you said it. Sounds like a cockaboo on the court papers, and it sounds like a cockaboo when anybody else tries to say it and make it like, oh, Jake's been accused of all of these things for all of these years, and such said that it's a bunch of people that came out and said that they were going to sue him also, and claiming that Bishop Jakes then paid people off and all of these things. Like, does everybody have a story? Absolutely. But when it sounds like bullshit, 9 times out of 10, it's bullshit. You go from let's follow this. You came out to talk about yourself. You talked about the few other people for a few minutes, but for hours on both interviews, your main focus was Jake's. You told the story about what you did to your victims, but you kind of lightly went over that. Now, I'm going to say that they are his victims because he was accused and convicted. Now, to those what's the name I'm going to call them? Because I don't want to call them an idiot. To those air-minded people who would say, just because he is a convicted S-air and has to register as an S-air for the rest of their lives, no matter where they go, what state they're in, what city they're in, they have to let the city, let the neighbors, let the state know that they are a convicted S-air. Oh, because he did that don't mean that he lying. He lied about his own victims. And then he made it seem as if it wasn't what it was. You talk about your victim and you say, oh, that was the worst 15 minutes of my life. But I mean, I wasn't supposed to talk to one, I wasn't supposed to be in contact with any underage children, but, and this is the person that we want to believe. You have to be an air-minded person to believe or have faith in this person. It has nothing to do with liking or disliking Youngblood. What it has to deal with is facts. And the fact is, you said that this man tried to kiss you. Not that he kissed you, not that he groped you, not that he rubbed you, not that he ran his fingers through your head, not that you said this man tried to kiss you. And you just died inside. Well, you didn't die, obviously, because you went on and in turn did kiss a child. You did have sexual relationship with a child, with several. So excuse us, sir, if we have a hard time believing the shit that you're saying. Exactly. So when people are breaking this down and like St. James and Mad Church Disease and Daryl, say what you want to about them, but the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. And that's just, the facts are the facts. Nobody is making these things up. We're going off of what Dwayne Youngblood said out of his mouth. And they just don't like Larry. So whatever Larry says, they gonna try to, it don't have nothing to do with liking or disliking Larry. The truth of the situation is the interview was done on Larry Reid's platform. Larry came to us with, hey, I found somebody out of all of the people that he'd been saying for over a year now that was coming forward. Here's a person that Larry brings that he says he trusts. Out of the 10 people that he trusts, Dwayne Youngblood was a part of that 10. So those people who are Larry Riders are going to believe whatever Larry puts on his platform. So you brought this person to us saying that they had this story about Jakes, which it seems like almost everybody that he has to come on, it's got something to do with Jakes. It had Manasseh that you came to us and was like, well, Manasseh said that TD Jakes groomed him. And then you were going to have all of these different episodes with Manasseh coming on and telling exactly what happened. And that still has not happened. Then it goes to this Youngblood case, which he said Larry has nothing to do with. He don't have nothing to do with it. He don't have nothing to do with it. All to be named. And the 10 John Jane Does. So yes, now Larry has something to do with it. Yes, people are now side-eyeing Larry because you too have been accused of the same things. You too have been accused of the same things that you keep harping on about Jakes. And you keep saying that you got all of these people that have come to you and people in Jake's camp that have come to you and all of these things, but nobody has said anything except for Youngblood. But there has been 5, 6 people that have come out against you. You got Vincent, Buddha, whatever you want to call him, that came out with whole stories and videos and recordings of what you did to him. All to come back and say that he was lying, then to come back and retract and say, well, yeah, it did happen. And then y'all Larry riders have the nerve to be talking about Vincent and giving him the name Pink Oil Moisturizer guy, but wasn't Larry the one that was using the pink oil moisturizer with him? And you have the nerve and audacity to say that people just doing this because they don't like Larry? It has nothing to do with the like or the dislike about Larry. What happened is it happened on Larry's platform. Now, Youngblood goes from I don't want no money to suing them for $6 million to I need more time because I don't have a lawyer to not 48 hours later, you got 2 lawyers to I don't have no money. I like all of these excuses which come out to be and sound like lies. You lie and say, I'm not named nowhere, and then get the court papers to see that, yes, you are named. Now, you're prophetic and you're giving out this and you're giving out these words and you're doing this and you're doing that. And people are tired of y'all playing in their faces. We're tired of y'all playing in our faces. Like wholeheartedly playing in our faces. Who wants to keep doing this? Like, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Let's call a thing what it is, a thing. You all cannot be mad at us because we are at this point over the preacher, pastor, bishop, prophet, evangelist titles. You can't be upset because people are like, every time we turn on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or something, it's always something about somebody in leadership. We're always dissecting somebody, but it's only because of the foolishness that is brought to us. How are people upset with that? It's not a throw off of the church, because what we have to realize, like I said, these people are human beings with human errors. That's what they are. Stop putting, if people are not put on these pedestals here, a lot of this stuff wouldn't bother us anymore. You got the man who what is this name? Jackson? Is that his name? Jackson? The man that had the little girl stand up in front of the church and apologize. For what? What did she get up and apologize to a bunch of sinners for? Why is she asking for forgiveness from sinners? Why? Why? Is this a tradition? Yes. Why? I don't know. I didn't like it back in the day when I was going through it with people who were made to go in front of the church and apologize. Okay. Tell me, when have you ever seen a young man or old man, a male, come in front of the church and say, y'all forgive me because I got a girl pregnant? I'll wait. Name me one time when a young man was made to go in front of the church like they do these girls and say, y'all forgive me, I got a girl pregnant. I'm waiting for somebody to put it in the comments. The girl would get on it. Let's just say the girl was in the choir. She either got pregnant by the one of the musicians, one of the deacons, one of the ministers. Because it don't just happen to the young girls, it happens to the older ones too. At what point have you ever seen the guy and the girl come and say that I'm sorry? When have you ever seen the young man sit down? I'm still waiting. I was sat down because I knew that two people were at the church fooling around. Now, I told because I felt like it was disrespectful to the house of God. Not because they were doing it, it was where they were doing it. I was set down because I told. When those types of things happen, you discourage people. You discourage people from telling the truth. So then people are made to feel like if I say anything, I'll be punished. So where people think that they're doing right, they're punished and made to feel that they did wrong. That's crazy. I was punished again for not lying and being honest about my sexuality. So it's better for me to hide from the church who has no heaven or hell to put me in, whether they exist or not. Make it make sense. I can't hide from the Creator. I can't hide from the Most High. I can't hide what I'm doing or what I'm saying from the person that really counts. So then why am I hiding, or why are we hiding, or why is anybody hiding anything from people who has no power? Why do we do it? These are man-made traditions that have gone on for, let's see, I'm 50, so I'll just say 100 years. I say this all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it because it's true. If we want to go by the Bible, the man-made Bible that has been written over and over and over and rewritten and redone and things inserted and things deleted and all of that. If we go by that, we're going to sin until the day we close our eyes and take our last breath. Which is why God sent his son in human form to die for our sins before we even commit them. If we're going to go by the Bible and say that God knew us before our mother's mother's mother, then God knew who we were going to be before we were ever thought about, before our parents were thought about, before our grandparents were thought about, before our great-grandparents were thought about. And I know that God has enough power to do whatever he wants to do. If he didn't want you to be a homosexual, guess what? You wouldn't be. They say, oh no, two-headed, whatever. But then you have Siamese twins, and then you have conjoined twins, and then you have the twin inside of a twin. Like all of these things happen. And there's no way that we have anything to do with it. It is who we are. Oh, you can't be born that way. Says who? There are hermaphrodites that are born. Y'all tell us one thing, and then once something happens, then y'all want to give us something else. We're tired of y'all playing in our faces. You have somebody that comes to us almost daily, prophesying, speaking into lives, that still has accusers coming forward about things that they've done to them. But then you want us to take your word about somebody else when you say that there are people that can come forth and people that this has happened to and people been paid off. And where are these people at? Where are these people at? But I'm supposed to believe you and then believe the one person that did come forward. I'm supposed to believe him. Let's not be air-minded people and think. Most of our grandmothers and great-grandmothers said if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If it sounds like a lie and it's coming from a known liar, it's a lie. This man did not accuse Bishop Jakes of doing anything to him inside of the pulpit, inside of the church, none of that. He was at the house as Thomas Dexter, and you were at the house as Dwayne. This is not a case of Dwayne Youngblood and the Potter's house. This is Dwayne Youngblood against TD Jakes. Say what you want to about him in his private life, but as a leader, as a bishop, tell me how many lives has he sown into? How many people has he helped? The Potter's house helps people all the time. The Potter's house helps homeless people. The Potter's house helps single mothers. What did you do? I became a part of a community because of what was told to me to do. That's why you have to be careful of who you let speak into, pour into, lay hands on. You have to be careful. Yes, I was a strong LRLer until accusations started coming forth with proof and receipts. I'm not going to stop liking TD Jakes because of what you said. I can't even say supposedly happened. What you said tried to happen, I guess. I'm not going to stop listening to TD Jakes because of that. I would be crazy to stop listening to TD Jakes because of that. And you can't ride so hard for somebody that you stop listening to someone else. This is my thing. If somebody comes and says that such and such did something to them, they not fooling with her no more. Okay, fine. Until that person does something to me, until they do something to me or mine, I'm not going to stop listening to them. I'm not going to stop talking to them. I'm for what? Hit that like button, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Turn on your notifications so that you'll know when I'm on. Subscribe if you have not. We have a goal of 1,000 members in 90 days. Let's get there. Like, come, let's be serious. I'm not going to say we. Okay, I'll say we. Some of us drug Daryl Moore. Because of some of the things that he said. Because we didn't believe him. But then when proof and people started coming forward, everybody has the same story. Everybody can't be telling a lie. If these people have the same story and they've never talked to each other, how we not believing? Dwayne Youngblood's ex-lover came out and blatantly said that he's a liar. With proof. Not only did he say he was a liar, he said he was a money grabber. So we're not going to believe the person that knows him? We want to talk to his wife. I mean, that's good too. But his ex-lover said that he ended things with him because he lied about being married. And because he broke up with him for him lying about being married, then he tried to ruin his character. Now you're giving all of these stories to the court. Now he didn't try to kiss you. Now he kissed you. Then he was grooming you. How was he grooming you and you wasn't around him? So the one time that you were around him, he was trying to groom you? This is what I mean about error-minded thinking. I don't want to call people idiots. I don't want to call nobody dumb. I'm just going to use error-minded thinking because you're not. And if you think all of this is coming forth because people don't like Larry, error-minded. Because it's not that anybody is saying this because they don't like Larry. Larry's platform is where the interview was given. Dwayne Youngblood ain't going on nobody else's platform to tell this story except for Larry's. So how do we not intertwine Larry in it? But you Larry writers want to blame everything on people not liking Larry. It's not about not liking Larry. I like Larry. He says some funny things. He has some good commentary sometimes. He's funny. Like, I don't know Larry personally. really to like him or dislike him. What I know about Larry is what I see on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. But I also have seen the accusers come forward again with receipts against Larry. So do I side eye a little bit? Yeah, I do. We all do. But we have to call a thing a thing. We have to deal with what is in front of us. Like Marcellus said, stay on the topic that is. Youngblood gave the interview on Larry's platform. Youngblood went from Jake's tried to kiss him to Jake's kissed him, made him uncomfortable. Then you had him ordain you. Years and years later, to you need more time because you're only working part-time and you don't have a lawyer, to you coming up with 2 lawyers in less than 48 hours, to you now filing all of these you got all of these accusations about what he did to you now, which we've never heard before, but you said on these 2 interviews that you gave the whole story. To Larry now saying he don't really believe what Youngblood was saying after you said that this is somebody that you wholeheartedly trust. To is more that's coming. There's supposed to be a part 3, part 4. That never happened. We never got part 1 from Manasseh. We never got part 0.5 from all of these other accusers that have accused Jakes or said that came to you saying that Jakes did it to them too, nor the people who were supposedly paid off by Jakes. Like, none of this is making sense. And if you like believe in it, I'm gonna call you a airhead thinker. To now, the EJ and Lovey situation, which guess who's in the middle of that? Larry. Do I find it suspicious that Larry was the first person to release the video of EJ being arrested in his church? Hey, JP. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And then people still be having a narrative of, oh, they just wanted to go down because they don't like Larry. Larry is just the person in the middle of all of it. Now that Larry lets it be known that Lovey is his homeboy or his brother or whatever, now everybody, well, not everybody, now folks is watching Lovey's church lives. Y'all listen, I'm gonna say this to the airhead thinkers. You want to know what people gonna do if Jakes if this all come out and it be Jakes is found guilty or whatever, what are you gonna do when he's not? What are you gonna say when all of this is proven to be a bunch of BS? People are tired of people playing in their faces. I'm gonna say this. C.L. Franklin, who was, is, and probably will always be the preacher's preacher. To this day, 2025, if you were to put on a C.L. Franklin tape, album, YouTube video, whatever, you will feel something. He was a man of God. Now, what he did at his house parties, he did as Clarence. He didn't allow people to call him Reverend Franklin at the parties. He was Clarence. If y'all think that preachers right now, today in 2025, don't have a shot or two, I ain't gonna say all, but most do. When you watch Greenleaf, speaking from a person who is behind the scenes, if you watch Greenleaf, there's a lot, just like in the office of the pastor on Greenleaf, when he went in the office, there he had a shot of some dark. The things that went on with their children or their relationships, that stuff is real. But we have people on such high pedestals that we don't think they do anything. And that's not true. Let's be real, it's not true. We're all doing something. The Bible says, don't get drunk, not don't drink. Think about it. The Bible says, don't wear mixed fabrics. We do that every day. Some knowing and some unknowing, but we do it every day. We're not supposed to eat seafood, but we do it every day. We're not supposed to have idols, but people do it every day. And the Bible is one of the biggest idols that is out there. Not the preachers, not the pastors, not the evangelists, not the singers. We're not supposed to I can't even say to have children out of wedlock, because there is nowhere in the Bible where Adam and Eve were married. And I just had this conversation with a pastor last week. The Bible said that God created Adam and he created Eve out of his rib. There was no wedding. There was none of that. So if Adam and Eve had children, then that means that they had children out of wedlock, right? Let's think about it. Men aren't supposed to wear women's clothing. Women aren't supposed to wear men's clothing. Everybody wore a dress back in the Bible days. Wasn't no pants. Women supposed to wear dresses to the floor, and they're supposed to have coverings over their head, and they can't wear red lipstick, and they can't wear this, and they can't wear that. Who said that? Who said it? When you do wrong, you're supposed to stand in front of the church and ask for forgiveness. Who said that? The musicians, they play on Sunday for $200. And how dare you go out and play with the worldly people for $2,500 a gig? That ain't of God. Who said that? If God said your gift will make room for you, who's to say where your gift is supposed to be used? Y'all done got Kirk Franklin apologizing for being somewhere hot with shorts and a tank top on. Apologize for what? For it being 100 degrees and him not being in the suit. This was not a church concert. This was outside. But y'all done talked about him so bad that he felt like he needed to come and apologize. Oh, he was twerking on Jackie. That ain't right. Ain't no, but what? Did Jackie say she was uncomfortable? Did Jackie say that he made her feel some type of way? No. This is what other people felt. Like, y'all keep throwing this stuff out and playing in people's faces like you don't do something. Again, C.L. Franklin was a man of God. That's why his sermons touched people. Y'all stop letting what people's positions are dictate what they do outside of the church. I respect a person for being who they are more than somebody lying about who they are to save face. You ain't got to lie to me, because I'm not the one that you have to answer to in the end. You are not the one that I have to answer to in the end. Gigi coming forward with all of these videos and trying to tell, you wasn't telling all this while you was spending money and going on trips and being called baby, and you wasn't telling then. But now that he's moved on and he's gotten married and he got another kid, now all of a sudden you feel convicted to tell what he was doing. Girl. people are tired of y'all playing in our faces. They're just tired of it. But if we would take, again, I'm going to say Jeff, if we would let Jeff be Jeff while he's not ministering, and let him be Pastor Jeff Brown when he preaching, as long as the lights come on, as long as when they turn them speakers on, you can hear the choir and you can hear the pastor and you can hear the organ. The church got heat in the wintertime and air in the summer. The kids get school bags and school supplies when school start. The families have food and help with their lights and gas and stuff like that. I don't care what you do on the outside of the church. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I told one of my pastors he was not married. He had a couple girlfriends. I said, hey, you do you. You do you. When we were not at church or we went somewhere or something, we called him by his first name. Not Pastor such and such. If we would do that and stay out of people's personal lives like we want them to stay out of ours, now, if it becomes something public, hey, you have a right to your opinion. But I'm not about to stop listening to Jakes because this foolishness. But they're not. Now, if something comes forward and he's accused of something and he's convicted, and then we have to talk about it then. But until then, okay, he went to a Diddy party. And you know how many parties I've been to? You know how many parties you've been to and stuff been going on downstairs, upstairs, in one of the rooms, in the bathroom and all of that, and you had no clue about it? So if something happens and they say, oh, at the whatever lounge such and such was going on and you was there, so you was a part of it. No. What was gospel artists doing at a Diddy party? Connections? Maybe the record label had you there. Maybe whatever you were doing had you there, they invited you. The Saints can't go to the movies. Why? The Saints can't go to the club. Why? You know how much church people have at the club? Come on now. Oh, the gays is going to hell. Who said that? You know how many drag queens and impersonators 90% of the time they do gospel music? Do you know how many people get saved at clubs? Do you know how many people are introduced to church music at clubs? But because of these man-made traditions and man-made sayings, we convict ourselves of things that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Why do you think it's so many scandals with people in the church? How do we expect to bring people to Christ when we don't even know how to act? Like, let's be serious. But I'm getting ready to go. I was just riding and I was thinking, like, people are so tired of people playing in their faces. So tired. So tired. And if you're an airhead thinker, you're going to keep getting played like a puppet. You're going to keep being played like a puppet. So that's it. I'm getting ready to get off of here. Hit that like button. You catch the replay. Please hit the like button. Please turn on your notifications. Hit the all bell so that you can see when I'm live, when I post on the community wall, when I post on the videos. Subscribe if you have not. We have a goal of 1,090 days. I think it's 89 days now. So we got 89 days to get 600 and something people. So as long as you guys keep hitting the thumbs up, it'll stay in the algorithm. People will start joining and we will keep growing. I'm not begging, but I'm asking. We have a goal of $25 today. That's all. I'm just trying to reach the goal of $25 today. The Cash App is pinned below. If you're catching a replay, the Cash App is $it's Sean74. That is $ITS SHUN 74. Again, that is $ITS SHUN 74. As you can hear, my voice is starting to go away. I'm still healing. I'm not at 100, but I am not where I was. So continue to pray that I get back to 100. But right now I feel okay. Still get kind of tired early. My voice starts to go at a certain point, so I'm not going to push myself. But I do still want to continue to grow and continue to talk about what I talk about when I talk about it. So I hope you guys have a good evening. I am getting ready to eat, watch a little TV, pop in on a couple YouTubers, and that's it. So you guys have a good one. And as always, be blessed. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.